Getting into the studio, an exciting night. We're talking about playoffs, the pressure there. Stephen, take it away with a Thursday edition of Friday Night Live.
Tim, it's weird. I feel like my weekend starts right after this show, right? Well, anyways, we've got a jam-packed slate of games coming up next. A rematch in the Southwest Yosemite League between Garces and Frontier coming down to the final play, plus overtime coming up next between Highland and West. A finish you will not want to miss. A Thursday night edition of Friday Night Live starts right after this. Coming up on 23 FNL, playoffs come to Kern County with a rematch from the Southwest Yosemite League coming down to the final play.
Plus, Highland and West head to overtime. Who's moving on in D3?
Playoff edition of Friday Night Live starts right now.
You're watching Friday Night Live, High School Game of the Week. Brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. Together, we have something special.
And welcome into another edition of Friday Night Live. I'm Stephen Hicks.
And I'm Brandon Johansson.
Thursday night football tonight because of Veterans Day. Tomorrow, it's kind of weird.
It's very weird. I keep on thinking it's Friday. But because there's only 8 teams in Division II, that meant that we got some quarterfinal action today.
That's right. And it was an all-Kern County affair. A rematch from just 2 weeks ago. Our game of the week, Garces and Frontier. Now, the Rams won that first meeting 17-7. Tonight's game would not be as low scoring. We head to the highlights right now. The Rams running out, looking to get things going. That is Isaiah Martin there on the end, looking to have a big game himself. Opening drive, Joseph Campbell. A little dump out to Zach Hebard, and number 1 does the rest, breaking free for the game's first score. Later, more from the Rams. We show you field goals. Why? Well, it's a record breaker. Peter Della setting the school record for made field goals in a season, and he turned it into a highlight reel. Later, in at punter, he goes for the fake, and watch him break a tackle down the sidelines for the first down. That would lead to another field goal from Dallas, but Frontier would have an answer. On the play action, Dustin Montano airing it out to J.J. Flores, the track star. Makes it a 16-7 game. Skip ahead to the second half. It was the battle of the running backs. Here's one of them, Isaiah Martin from close range. Then Frontier's answer with Ernest Jackson breaking free. Pushed out of bounds finally inside the 5, and from there, the give is to the big back. Ty Johnson running it in. We've got a 1-possession game in the second half, so it's Garces' turn now. Campbell airing it out to LeBravon Austin. He keeps his feet in bounds, and later on that drive, Martin shedding 1 tackle. Drags another into the end zone. Rams in front 30-15. To the fourth quarter we go. Ty Johnson again. This time from short range, that makes it a 1-possession game. That would be the same score with 5 seconds left. Frontier's last chance from Garces' 4-yard line. Montano rolls out his pass complete, but the feet do not stay in bounds, so Garces wins. They move on to the semifinals after starting their season 0-5.
Why would you do a preseason like that? I think we're seeing the reasons right now so we can learn how to fight through adversity, play against top-end opponents, and teach a young team how to win.
Garces, a team that has struggled early but certainly found their groove, and you could say the same thing about that team up the mountain.
Yeah, no kidding. Tehachapi picked up a share of league and allowed Doug DeGreer to host a playoff game in his first year as Warriors head coach. We'll head up there now to the mountain. Warriors coming out, getting ready to take on South. Chris Garcia here, going to get the handoff, or hand it off rather, to Garrett Curry. Curry would get it in there. That would put the Warriors up early. The band, of course, is happy. It's happier when you're winning. We got here South mishandling the punt there, and Tehachapi would get the ball there, and then he handed off to Hayden Palmer. Palmer would take it in for the touchdown there, making it 13-0. Chris Garcia here handing it off to Patrick Grimes. Grimes would take it all the way down the sideline and all the way in.
Grime time, would you say?
Grime time. That's a good one. I like that. Tehachapi wins big, 34-8. They're going to play Fresno coming up.
They're going to host Fresno coming up. How about that? Well, how about Highland West? Kate Sakamoto airing it out to Noah Ramirez. That touchdown ties this one at 7s. But West would have an answer. Their big sophomore running back, Leonu Lolu Jr. getting the handoff. He runs that in 14-7. West cheerleaders, they don't know what to do. Well, Kate Sakamoto kind of showing him what to do, running the ball in himself, tied at 14. But this back and forth affair continues. West responds. Gabe Salcido to Dante Mason. They're in front by a touchdown, and then Mason getting the handoff, powers his way to the end zone. West takes a 2-touchdown lead, but Sakamoto answers answering again, airing it out to Devontae Sweeney. It would be a one-score game. This game would go to overtime, tied at 35 in West. On their first opportunity, giving it to Donta Mason, who would just walk into the end zone there, place the ball down. So last chance now for Highland. You see the score graphic there, but Sakamoto looking to get something going. Picked off in the end zone by Donta Mason, and West hangs on to win this one. They will now travel to face the number 2 seed San Joaquin Memorial.
Absolutely crazy finish there. Meanwhile, Independence taking on Fresno here. Quarterback Zachariah Castellon passing the ball down the field and finds number 12 Aubrey Jones. Jones would take it the rest of the way into the end zone for an early first quarter touchdown to put Independence up 7-0. Again, band is happier when you're winning. Meanwhile, on the Fresno side, quarterback John Leheureux passes the ball to number 4 Glenn Faison for the touchdown. Independence still up 7-6 in the first, though. That was Lulu Serra, of course. You know how intense he is. Meanwhile, quarterback Leheureux gets on the quarterback keeper and runs the ball 84 yards for a touchdown. They go for the extra 2 points, and Fresno, they convert to go up 14-7. Meanwhile, on to the fourth quarter now. The quarterback again throwing to number 4 Glenn Faison, who would run it in to the end zone for the Warriors, and they go up 20-15. Fresno, they end up holding on in this one. They win it 26-22.
Again, they've got to go up the mountain next week. Meanwhile, North hosting East, and the Blades able to strike first. Quarterback Richard Lara finds Jonathan Monroe. The ball jarred loose, but the officials, they do call it a touchdown, so East goes up 7-0. Still in the first half, Lara airing it out again, this time on the other end. Adrian Salinas with the big grab. That makes it 14-0 Blades. But North, they upset Highland last week, trying to get back into this one. Bailey West rolling to his left, finds James Johnson in the end zone. 14-7 your score. They run out for the second half, and Chris Romero gets things going, taking the carry, juking his way for the score. You've got a tie game at 14. So to the fourth quarter we go. All coming down to this. We love playoffs. North with the ball. Bailey West with the keeper dances his way to the end zone, breaking tackles as North holds on to that lead. Look at the excitement there. This is what playoffs is all about. They win it 21-14. Will face Selma next week. And a lot of Kern County teams going to be the underdog next week. But given what we've seen this week, you can't count them out.
One of the most exciting Thursdays ever. It's
Probably
be, right?
has to be, right?
Absolutely.
Still to come, we've got a lot more to show you. Ridgeview heading up to Fresno. We've got the highlights from the Wolfpack's affair in Clovis. Meanwhile, Wasco and Delano and all Kern County affair, while Kennedy hosts Fowler. 23 FNL is back right after this.
We're Garces Rams, Ridge 1 Valley on 23 FNL.
Garces water polo team just won a Valley Championship. One of the players said he had never been photographed so many times. That's what happens when you win a Valley Championship. 15 local teams trying for the same in football. 5 games, in fact, featuring an all Kern County affair, including Delano and Wasco. We head up to northern Kern County. Delano, Ramon Ortega. Here he is to Nick Marin. And that touchdown puts the Tigers up 20-7. PAT no good. So Wasco punting to the Tigers. This is Kevin Lima. And watch Lima do the rest. He breaks free. We just speed it up because he finds his way to the house. 27-7 Delano at that point. Later, more from the Tigers. Ortega, well, you saw Lima doing it from there. Here he is on the handoff. Breaking free for another touchdown as the Tigers 34-7 at this point. You see they scored another one as Albino Bueno would go on to score. Delano goes on to win. They're going to play Central Valley Christian next week.
And while there were plenty of all Kern County affairs, one game featuring a Kennedy side that is again looking to make a run in the D6 playoffs. 2 years ago, the Thunderbirds were section champs, and the road to Valley starts tonight against Fowler. The Red Cats getting things going early. Martin Plata runs for the touchdown here. We got to speed it up because we have so much. He ran just so dang far. That's put Fowler up 7-0. Meanwhile, Kennedy looking to answer. Number 8, David Estrada. He would air it out and find number 11, Jason Ott, for the touchdown there. That would knot things up at 7.
The band's happier when they score.
They are happy. It's just science at this point. Meanwhile, Kennedy kicks off to Fowler's #1, Chris Silva. Red Cat would take it back for a kickoff return touchdown to put Fowler up 14-7. Meanwhile, Kennedy, they would kick a field goal. That would make it 14-10 Fowler, and then David Estrada here would find Jorge Davila Jr. for the touchdown. Davila powers his way in 17-14. As you can see with the score graphic, this goes a lot farther. Kennedy wins this one 59-40.
Well, Ridgeview, the only local school to leave the county. Opening drive for the Cougars. Peyton Mayer finds Jaden DeVore. That's the 8-yard score, making it 7-0 Cougars. Ensuing drive. This is the Wolfpack's turn. Justin Hinzo to Dalen DeGraffenry, the 16-yard gain. Good for a first down. Later in that drive, we go for the Wildcat keeper, Elijah Alexander Williams. Watch him just kind of follow his blockers, then ram his way in. Touchdown there is good. The PAT wasn't, and the final score was not good for the Wolfpack either. They fall on the night while Clovis moves on to the quarterfinals. Take a deep breath, Brandon. We made it through round 1 of the playoffs.
That was just 1 week.
That was it. We got a lot more.
It's fun, though. That's fun, though. That's what
well, you know what else is fun? Is our next segment. Top plays coming up. Who takes home the playoff edition of Top Honors? We'll give you a couple hints right there. Stick with us. 23 FNL is back right after this. Welcome back to week 1 of the playoffs. Just enough time to get to our favorite segment, Top Plays number 3. Tough to pick just one play from Isaiah Martin. He had so many good runs, but how about one where he just runs over 2 defenders? Look at that. Martin had 2 touchdowns, so continue to eat for another week as Garces moving on in the Division II playoffs.
Meanwhile, for North, we go to top play number 2. Billy West, he's going to keep the ball himself. He jukes us out, and then he jukes these guys out. Just slides through there. That would go on to be the game winner. A big play as North beats East.
Speaking of big plays, this game went to overtime. Highland picked off by Dante Mason. That is your winner for the West Vikings. They are heading to San Joaquin Memorial. We'll bring you all the highlights next week. But for Brandon Johansson,